Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Amrit Purandare. In this tutorial, we are going to see third solid principle, that is Liskov's substitution principle. In the previous tutorials, we have already seen the first four points from our agenda sheet, that is what is solid, why to use solid principle, what are the advantage of solid principle. Then we have also seen the single responsibility and the open close principle. So if you guys have not seen those tutorials, please go ahead and check out those. I'm going to provide the link into the description. So let's go ahead and start with the Liskov substitution principle. So the definition for Liskov substitution principle says substitution of a class by its subclass. In a broader term, a class can be replaced by its subclass in all practical usage scenarios. So for example, to denote it, let's say we have object S which is a child of a object T which is a parent. Then in that scenario, objects of type T, that is parent, can be replaced with the objects of type S, that is child, without altering any of the desirable properties of a parent. So in a general words, it says a subclass should behave in such a way that it will not cause problems when used instead of the superclass. So by now, I hope you guys have understood the context. This talks about the usage of a proper inheritance. So whenever, in case of inheritance, we always replace our child, our parents class with the child class. And in that scenario, whenever we replace parent by child, everything should work properly without breaking the behaviors of the parent. Okay, so that's what the Liskov substitution principle talks about. So let's go ahead and see the example code that violates this principle. So to demo this, I am going to create a demonstration of a software project wherein to execute a project we need a employee. Okay, so we will have an employee class, and as we know, employee has the behavior of a work. So we will have the work as a function inside our employee class. In all the organization, we have the non-working employee. That is, the employee may be go on a vacation. So we will call that class as an employee on a vacation. Now, from our project perspective, we will have a class project, and we to start a project we will expect some list of employees, and whenever we get that list, we will execute the work method on it to get the desired output. Okay, so let's see now how we will use this one. So we will create list of employees which is a parent, and we will add the employee objects inside that list, and we will pass this list to the project to start its execution. So if you see now, we have the list of employees which is a parent. However, I am adding subclass objects in it, that is employee on a vacation. Okay, that's where we are using our Liskov substitution principle. However, employee on a vacation will not work. Okay, so this will definitely cause crashes inside our project because that employee is not working, so we will not achieve the required velocity of the project. So this example itself is breaking the Liskov substitution principle, wherein we are not able to replace parent by the subclass. So that's where it is breaking or violating the Liskov substitution principle. Now let's go ahead and see how can we fix this one. Okay, so we will take the help of interfaces, wherein we will create two interfaces, one for working employee, other for non-working employee. We will need the employee class to execute the project. However, we need a working employee class, so we will create a class working employee implementation which extends for our employee class and implements a working employee. So this class is a type of working employee interface. and our project will expect the list of working employees. Okay, so whenever we get a working employee list, we just have to call the work method on it and to get the desired output. So we will create a list of working employee, which is our interface, and that is our parent. We will add the implementation classes inside this list, and we will execute our project. So whenever we are adding implementation classes inside this list, we are using the list scope substitution principle. However, we are not violating it because we are those implementation classes are the child classes of the working employees with the exact same behaviors. So this is not violating our list cost principle, and this is a good design. So that's how we create a create a demo for the list cost substitution principle. I hope you guys are clear with this one. If not, you can go ahead and put some comments. I will definitely try to answer them. Now let's go ahead and see some of the benefits of list cost substitution principle. So first one, it is a gives us code reusability. The second one, it reduces the coupling between the classes and gives us the loose coupling, which is all anyways we need for a good software, and it gives us easier maintenance. Okay, so these are the three advantages for the list cost substitution principle. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys are clear with the list cost substitution principle. If not, you can go ahead and put comments your questions, and I will definitely try to answer them. This is Amrit Purandare. I'm signing off. Thank you.